Garden centres are filled with products that promise amazing results, but deliver nothing except empty wallets and disappointment. These products are marketed aggressively, endorsed by influencers, and sitting on shelves right now, waiting to waste your money. Today, we're exposing the garden products you should never buy and revealing what actually works instead. Here's what the garden industry doesn't want you to know. Many best-selling products are complete scams based on outdated science, false claims, or problems that don't actually exist. The average gardener wastes over $300 per year on products that provide zero benefit or actually harm their gardens. These products succeed because of clever marketing, not because they work. Companies spend millions on advertising to convince you that you need solutions to problems you don't have. But when you know which products to avoid and why, you'll save hundreds of dollars while getting better results using simple, proven methods. The first product to never buy is copper plant food spikes, and these are one of the biggest wastes of money in any garden centre. Plant food spikes promise convenient, long-lasting fertilization by simply pushing them into soil around plants. The reality is, they create concentrated nutrient zones that burn nearby roots, while leaving the rest of the root system unfed. Plants develop uneven growth and nutrient imbalances that cause more problems than the spikes solve. The science is clear. Plant roots spread throughout the entire soil volume, not just in one spot. Concentrated fertilizer in one location doesn't feed the whole plant. Roots near the spike get burned by excessive nutrients, while roots elsewhere starve. This creates stressed, unhealthy plants despite regular fertilization. Here's the cost comparison that reveals the scam. A package of 8 spikes costs $10 to $15 and treats maybe 4 plants for one season. That same money buys 5 pounds of quality, organic fertilizer that treats your entire garden for a full year with better, more balanced results. The alternative is broadcasting granular fertilizer evenly across the soil surface. This distributes nutrients where all roots can access them. Water carries nutrients down into the root zone gradually, preventing burning and providing steady nutrition. This method costs less, works better, and doesn't create the problems that spikes cause. The second product to avoid is vitamin B1 transplant solution, and this is based on science that was debunked decades ago. Vitamin B1 products claim to reduce transplant shock and help roots establish faster. The marketing sounds scientific and convincing. The problem is multiple university studies have proven that vitamin B1 provides zero benefit to plants. It simply doesn't work, yet it's still sold everywhere. The original research from the 1930s that claimed benefits was later found to be flawed. Every credible study since then has shown no measurable benefit from vitamin B1 applications. Plants don't absorb it through roots, and even if they did, they synthesize their own vitamin B1 internally. Here's what actually reduces transplant shock: proper planting technique, adequate watering, and mulching. Dig holes 2 to 3 times wider than the root ball. Water thoroughly after planting. Apply 2 to 3 inches of mulch. These free or low-cost practices actually work, unlike expensive vitamin B1 products. The cost of this scam adds up quickly. A bottle of vitamin B1 solution costs $8 to $12 and treats maybe 20 plants. Over a gardening lifetime, people waste hundreds of dollars on a product that does absolutely nothing. That money could buy actual soil amendments that provide real benefits. The third product to never buy is decorative colored mulch, and this is expensive, potentially toxic, and provides fewer benefits than natural mulch. Colored mulches, red, black, gold, are dyed to maintain bright colors that natural mulch doesn't have. The dyes are often made from recycled materials that may contain harmful chemicals. Some colored mulches use wood from construction debris that can contain arsenic, chromium, or other toxins from pressure-treated lumber. The cost difference is substantial. Colored mulch costs $6 to $8 per bag, while natural hardwood mulch costs $3 to $4. For a typical garden requiring 20 bags, you're paying $60 to $80 extra for dye that provides zero benefit and potential harm. Here's what makes it worse. Colored mulch breaks down slower than natural mulch because the dyes inhibit decomposition. This means it provides less organic matter to your soil and feeds soil biology less effectively. You're paying more for an inferior product that doesn't improve your soil. Natural hardwood mulch, pine bark, or leaf mulch costs less, breaks down into valuable organic matter, and contains no potentially harmful dyes. These materials improve soil structure, feed beneficial organisms, and provide all the benefits of mulch without the risks and extra cost of colored products. Before we reveal the remaining products that are wasting your money right now, make sure you subscribe to this channel. These product reviews are based on scientific research and real-world testing, not marketing hype. There's much more coming that will save you hundreds of dollars while improving your garden results. The fourth product to avoid is systemic insecticide granules for lawns and gardens, and these kill beneficial insects along with pests while creating long-term problems. Systemic insecticides are absorbed by plants and remain in all plant tissues for months. They kill any insect that feeds on the plant, including beneficial pollinators like bees and butterflies. The environmental damage from these products far outweighs any pest control benefits. Research has linked neonicotinoid insecticides, the most common systemic type, to massive bee population declines. These products persist in soil for years and contaminate nearby plants through root uptake. You're not just treating your garden, you're poisoning the entire local ecosystem. The cost is deceptive. A bag of systemic insecticide granules costs $20 to $30 and seems economical. But the hidden costs include dead beneficial insects, contaminated soil, and the need for repeated applications as pests develop resistance. You're creating problems that cost far more to fix than the original pest issue. Integrated pest management provides better results at lower cost. Encourage beneficial insects by planting native flowers. Use physical barriers like row covers. Spot treat problem areas with targeted solutions instead of broadcasting poison everywhere. These methods cost less and don't destroy your garden's ecosystem. The fifth product to never buy is garden soil in bags, and this is one of the most overpriced products in any garden center. Bagged garden soil costs $4 to $6 for 0.75 cubic feet. That's roughly $80 to $100 per cubic yard. Bulk soil from landscape suppliers costs $20 to $30 per cubic yard for identical or better quality material. You're paying 3 to 4 times more for the convenience of bags. The quality of bagged garden soil is often poor. Many brands are mostly peat moss or composted bark with minimal actual soil. They drain too fast, don't hold nutrients well, and compact quickly. You're paying premium prices for inferior material that doesn't perform as well as bulk products. Here's the math that reveals the scam. A typical raised bed, 4 feet by 8 feet by 1 foot deep, requires 10.7 cubic feet of soil. That's 14 to 15 bags at $60 to $90 total. The same volume of bulk soil costs $25 to $35 delivered. You save $50 to $60 per bed by buying bulk. The alternative is buying bulk soil, compost, or making your own soil mix. Bulk suppliers deliver directly to your driveway. The material is usually fresher and higher quality than bagged products. For large projects, bulk purchasing saves hundreds of dollars while providing better results. The sixth product to avoid is Miracle Grow potting mix with moisture control crystals, and these crystals create more problems than they solve. Moisture control crystals are polymer beads that absorb water and slowly release it to plant roots. The marketing claims they prevent overwatering and underwatering. The reality is they make it nearly impossible to judge soil moisture correctly, leading to root rot and plant death. The crystals absorb water and swell to many times their original size. This changes the soil structure unpredictably. Sometimes the soil stays too wet, causing root rot. Other times, the crystals dry out completely and become hydrophobic, repelling water instead of absorbing it. You can't develop consistent watering practices because the soil behaves differently each time. Cost comparison shows the waste. Potting mix with moisture crystals costs $12 to $15 per bag. Regular quality potting mix costs $6 to $8. You're paying double for a feature that makes growing plants harder, not easier. The extra cost buys you problems, not solutions. Quality potting mix without gimmicks performs better and costs less. Learn to water correctly by checking soil moisture with your finger. This skill serves you for life and works with any plant in any container. Moisture crystals are a crutch that prevents you from learning proper plant care. The seventh product to never buy is pre-emergent weed and feed for lawns, and this combination product does both jobs poorly while costing more than separate applications. Weed and feed combines fertilizer with pre-emergent herbicide that prevents weed seeds from germinating. The problem is the timing for fertilizing and the timing for weed control are completely different. Applying them together means doing one or both at the wrong time, wasting money and reducing effectiveness. Pre-emergent herbicides must be applied before weed seeds germinate, typically early spring for summer weeds. But early spring is often too early for fertilizing cool season grasses. The fertilizer component forces early growth that's vulnerable to late frost damage. You're weakening your lawn while trying to improve it. Here's the hidden damage. Pre-emergent herbicides prevent all seeds from germinating, not just weeds. If you're trying to overseed thin areas or establish new grass, weed and feed will kill your grass seed along with weed seeds. Many people waste money on grass seed that never germinates because they applied weed and feed at the wrong time. The cost-effective approach is separating these tasks. Apply pre-emergent herbicide only where needed, at the correct time for your target. Weeds. Fertilize when your grass actually needs it, typically fall for cool season grasses. This targeted approach costs less and works dramatically better than combination products. The eighth and final product to avoid is expensive organic fertilizers with proprietary blends and secret ingredients, and these are usually overpriced versions of common materials. Premium organic fertilizers with names like Super Bloom Booster or Root Explosion Formula cost $20 to $30 for small bags. The ingredient lists reveal they're mostly common materials like bone meal, blood meal, and kelp, ingredients you can buy separately for a fraction of the cost. The marketing creates perceived value through fancy names and vague claims about proprietary processing or special ingredient ratios. But plants don't care about branding. They respond to actual nutrients, and those nutrients are identical whether they come from a premium blend or basic ingredients. Here's the cost breakdown. A premium organic fertilizer might cost $25 for 5 pounds. The same nutrients from basic ingredients, bone meal, blood meal, kelp meal, cost $10 to $12 total and provide identical results. You're paying $13 to $15 extra for packaging and marketing. Quality compost provides all the nutrients most gardens need at minimal cost. A cubic yard of finished compost costs $30 to $50 and treats large gardens for an entire season. Supplementing with specific amendments like bone meal or blood meal as needed costs far less than buying premium blended products. Here's what ties all these wasteful products together. They succeed through marketing, not performance. Companies create perceived needs for products that don't actually solve real problems. They charge premium prices for inferior results or repackage common materials with fancy names. The garden industry profits when you don't understand basic plant science. Educated gardeners recognize scams and avoid wasting money on products that don't work. They invest in proven materials and methods that provide real results at reasonable costs. When you stop buying these 8 wasteful products, you'll save $200 to $400 per year. That money can buy quality tools, proven amendments, or simply stay in your pocket. Your garden will perform better because you're using methods that actually work instead of relying on gimmicks and false promises. Your gardening knowledge increases when you focus on fundamentals instead of products. Understanding how plants actually grow and what they truly need makes you a better gardener. You become self-reliant instead of dependent on the latest miracle product. These 8 products waste money and deliver disappointing results. But now you know exactly what to avoid and what works instead. If you want to learn more about building healthy soil that eliminates the need for most garden products, check out our video on fixing dead soil spending $0. You'll discover how to create incredible growing conditions using